I'm basically on no sleep at this point in time, guys, because the market is just exciting, right? That euphoria feeling is coming back finally. $100 per XRP doesn't seem too far-fetched now, does it? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video mainly. First things first, look at this. XRP trading volume explodes. Right, so this was XRP in the morning of today, guys. Right, it's just so many trades, so many bots being unleashed with XRP and obviously every other coin as well, guys. Right, and a lot of buying pressure is coming back into the market. Not to mention, just in $280 million worth of Bitcoin shorts liquidated in the past 24 hours. I'm guessing like millions upon millions of XRP shorts were liquidated as well. Liquidated as well, guys. Right, so be very careful out there. Again, the money is starting to pour in. The funniest thing to me is the timing of this is spectacular. Today on Bloomberg, XRP is the coin with the most utility. Ripple will make this work. Right? Tukrium CEO says. Listen to what he says, guys. Is he in the know? Probably. Right? And we're not making this stuff up. This ties to a high-priced XRP as well, which we're going to talk about in just a second.
Ripple's a company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe in XRP. We're not making a price prediction, but we do believe it's a coin that will have the most utility out there. Bitcoin is a store of value.
Look at that. We believe in XRP, right? And we believe that it's the coin that what? With the most utility. Come on, guys, right? That's that. And Bitcoin is at what price? Right, here comes the market cap argument, but that's not even an argument, guys, right? Because when we're talking about this new asset class, we're traversing through uncharted waters.
Store of value, I agree with Mike Malone, but I think that XRP has a true use case. There's just no doubt about it. And the Ripple team, from the interaction we've had with them, they're really professional. They act like investment bankers over there. They know what they're doing, and they will make this work.
XRP has a true use case. Right, so it's basically the chosen one. He indirectly stated XRP is the chosen one. Buy it, pay attention, and become rich, but not financial vice. Okay, and he said Ripple will make this work. Right, so please like today's video, share, guys. I really want to spread the news on what this golden opportunity is all about. Right, because the first thing is they don't really want you in. Right. But as many people we could get on board, it is just a fantastic opportunity. Now, he continues on saying this right here.
And we will see a different Wall Street. We will see traditional finance be merged slowly with DeFi, DeFi, yes. And then we will see DeFi take over. It'll take longer than people think. I'm convinced of it, but it will be so much more efficient. And 3 to 5 second settlement, which is what Ripple can do, it's amazing.
Yeah, well, I want
3 to 5 second settlements, guys. Right? That's the new world right there. And by the way, for all this to even work in the first place, right, because of the liquidity issue and the volumes that will be tremendous, guys, right, in the new world, to moving the world's money, well, XRP needs to. It literally needs to be at a high price, right? I'm thinking 4 digits minimum. Reason being, if it's at $1, if it's at a low price, the amount of XRP that will be burned, the amount of XRP that will be moved around by banks, it wouldn't even work in the first place, right? XRP at $1, a bank needs to move $1 billion. What is that? How much XRP would they need? Exactly, right? $1 billion. Yeah, that's not gonna work at all, guys. Right? So 1,000 times that, well, you need 1,000 times less, basically, of XRP if you do want to move $1 billion, right? And XRP is at $1,000. You guys get the point, right? So I don't even know if I'm making sense right now because I'm literally sleep deprived. My brain isn't functioning well, guys. just because past couple days I haven't really been sleeping, right? So basically, XRP at a high price to move billions of dollars, trillions of dollars annually. That's the only way it will work.
I want to dig in specifically on the use case that you mentioned, because a lot of folks watching probably would have the reaction, the only use case for Ripple and some of these other tokens out there is speculation. So what is the actual use case of XRP?
Okay, so XRP, that's absolutely not the case. You can speculate in it because it's out there and trading. But XRP, they started Ripple, and I'm not going to speak for them, okay? But they started Ripple to facilitate transactions, moving money around, okay? But now it's literally helping tokenize everything. As they develop their level 2 build out, they are really going to tokenize everything. They've just bought a broker-dealer clearing member, as you may know, and I think that's the first step toward integrating traditional finance with DeFi. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a breakthrough. It is a breakthrough, but it'll happen slower than people think. Okay.
It'll happen slower than people think, but the missing piece to that equation, by the way, right, he's missing the golden answer. It's the Black Swan event. I told you guys. The reason why he thinks it's going to take a while, right, before all this comes into fruition is because traditional finance, banks take a long time, right, to do anything, because they want to be safe and all that stuff, right? Be regulated and stuff like that. Now, let's say a catalyst appears out of nowhere, a Black Swan event, which takes down the whole system. Bam, that's a trigger, right? The banks will be like, hey, let's use this new technology. Why not, right? Do you guys see what I mean? Problem, reaction, solution. And at that point, well, XRP is heading to 4 digits. Never mind why XRP could hit $100 and why market cap doesn't matter for utility coins, right? This comes from Privacy Lamau. And let's see what he says. So, I see a lot of people dismissing the idea of XRP reaching $100 because of market cap. But here's the thing. Market cap isn't the ultimate metric for utility coins, right? People are using what they use a metric for the stock market to cryptos. But why are you using something outdated or for the traditional financial system when we're swimming around decentralized finance, which is a new type of technology, right? Which actually has utility. I guess companies do as well, right? But this is the new age. Let me explain why XRP's value could rise significantly despite its large supply. Utility. Now, XRP is a utility token, meaning its value is tied to its use case, not speculation. XRP is designed to facilitate cross-border payments, liquidity, and settlements for financial institutions. If institutions globally adopt XRP for transferring trillions of dollars daily, imagine moving around trillions of dollars daily. XRP would need to be like $10,000, if not higher, right? Because there isn't enough XRP in the first place. There is a max supply, right? Which cannot be mined anymore or created out of thin air like the dollar can. Its price will rise naturally because the demand for XRP will outpace its supply. Market cap is simply a math equation. Price times supply. It's not a hard ceiling that limits a coin's price. For utility coins like XRP, what really matters is how much demand their utility generates. Exactly. The amount of money XRP moves, the higher the price of XRP will be. Simply put, if XRP is essential for moving global money efficiently, its price could easily rise regardless of market cap. So if you don't see the logic here, then you shouldn't invest into XRP. The reason why I invested into XRP was because of the utility factor. Then I found about riddles 2 years later. Okay? I invested because of utility. And that's why I'm still in. Or I'm trying to be, right? Global money movement is massive. The global cross-border payment market processes trillions of dollars annually. XRP is positioned as a bridge currency to reduce friction and costs in these transactions. the potential market for XRP's utility is enormous. If XRP becomes a key player in settling even a fraction of global payments, the volume and demand for XRP will skyrocket. At that point, the concept of market cap becomes irrelevant because XRP's price reflects its role in the global financial system. Now, how high price is necessary for XRP's functionality. For XRP to be effective in large-scale payments, its price needs to increase. Why? Because higher prices mean less XRP is needed to settle large transactions. That's what I was trying to say earlier, right? And plus, there's a max supply. So, yeah. Imagine moving $10 trillion in cross-border payments at $1 per XRP. You would need 10 trillion XRP. At $100 per XRP, you'll only need 100 billion. But there isn't even that on the open markets, right? It's like 60 billion or just around, right? Just under, right? The rest is in escrow, which will be released throughout time. So you guys get the point, right? That's only $100. Now, 1,000, right? 1,000 would make this 10 times less, right? 10,000, 100 times less, right? So the efficiency is critical for financial institutions using XRP as a bridge asset. The higher the price, the more efficient the system becomes. Exactly, due to liquidity purposes, right? Market cap makes sense for stocks or speculative assets, but it's not a meaningful metric for utility tokens. Utility coins derive their value from their adoption and usage within their ecosystem. If XRP is solving real-world problems, its price can rise regardless of market cap because the demand is based on function, not speculation. Very beautifully put. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Coming down here, I do want to mention, what have people commented? Right. People say, or people ask, so everybody gets a Lambo? I mean, how many millionaires are in the world right now? Like 50 something millionaires, guys, right? And there isn't millions of people investing into XRP, by the way. It's probably like hundreds of thousands, right? The wallets, I think it's about like 6 million, but a person has more than one wallet. I personally, on different exchanges, different wallets, probably have like, I don't know, like 10 or something, right? So yeah, it's that's what I'm saying, guys. People just don't realize it, right? But everyone else is saying, hey, XRP can at least go to $37 to $50 a cycle, and that's probably without utility. Imagine when that strikes. Well, you just struck gold, not financial advice, and this is why I'm super excited for the future. Are you? You probably are. Please like today's video, and let's go. I'm gonna head to bed, hopefully. Not financial advice. But it was so face, see ya.